This presentation is the external environmental changes that influenced organizational impact on homeless services in Galveston, Texas. I'm the student, Marcia Wilson Rappaport, PSAA 644, Management and Leadership of Nonprofit Organizations. The instructor is Dr. William Brown, the Bush School of Government and Public Service, Texas A&M University, December 2011. Nonprofits that work to solve social problems use more than money. Value is a powerful term when we look at the work of any nonprofit organization. Whether it is feeding people, saving animals, fighting for the environment, or providing artistic enrichment, the organization doing the work is comprised of stakeholders who feel that the cause is valuable. Nonprofits are values guardians. Another important function of nonprofit organization is that of values guardian. This is most obviously reflected in religious organizations and faith-based providers. They promote and support values or religious beliefs. These values form the basis of their activities. They do not always have to be religious values. Many nonprofits are organized to promote ethical principles or standards that are defined by members. This is provided by Dr. William Brown of Texas A&M University. Bear in mind that an organization that does activities on the basis of ethical values would be the ACLU, which has nothing to do with religion. In fact, their job, or they feel that their job, is to separate church and state. Facing the challenge of change. How a change affected the impact of a homeless program at St. Vincent's House in Galveston, Texas. Essentially, St. Vincent's House, just the basics, is located on Galveston Island. It was formed in 1954 as a mission of the Episcopal Diocese of Texas. However, it has a separate 501c3 that encompasses its social service activities. Its mission is to serve the underserved, working poor population in Galveston with direct social services. It has a pantry, a preschool, an emergency assistance arm, a free clinic, transportation services, an alternative school supported from the Criminal Justice Division of Governor Rick Perry, and vouchers for the homeless for the Salvation Army. The problem statement. Essentially, the external operating environment surrounding St. Vincent's House radically changed. There was a rapid rise in homeless clients, overwhelming the capacity of St. Vincent's House to pay for the vouchers to the Salvation Army in order to provide shelter for the homeless clients. St. Vincent's House pays the Salvation Army because the Salvation Army lost their national funding, and an agreement was made for other nonprofits to provide for the homeless. As you can see, the costs have risen from about $24,000 a year to well over $60,000. The community, of course, and a community this small, this is only an island, there are only about 40,000 residents. A large homeless population creates a public safety issue. Many homeless clients have untreated mental illness. Many homeless clients are what we call dual diagnosis. They are mentally ill and drug abusers. The bottom line is that this many homeless people in a compact space is a problem for law enforcement. Law enforcement is tasked with removing people who are disruptive from the streets, and homeless clients, many of whom are just sick, unfortunately, are incarcerated. As you can see, the rise in homeless clients has been dramatic. From 2005 to 2011, there has been a rapid rise. And these are just the clients that come in for help. There are many homeless who do not ask for help and sleep in the streets. Our capacity to tend to this amount of people has dropped. We are operating above capacity in Galveston, Texas. 26% in 2010, 2011, and 38 in 2011. The Salvation Army and the Children's Center combined only have 135 beds. As you can see, the rise of the homeless clients on Galveston Island that have come to St. Vincent's House for help has risen dramatically in 2011 and is rising incrementally for some reason. The mission for this particular program, the impact they hoped to make, was significantly reduce the amount of homelessness in Galveston, providing homeless clients with shelter at the Salvation Army and a chance to receive additional help. That additional help, the ability perhaps to find a job or rehabilitation, that type of thing, is no longer available because of lack of funding. Here's the decision that had to be made. When the financial resources began to run low, the leadership of St. Vincent's House had to decide to end the program or modify the program. St. Vincent's leadership decided to reduce the impact of the program, which may seem like a strange decision to make. Most nonprofits work to increase their impact, not lower it. But in this case, it seemed the only way to save the program was to lower the impact. The decision was made to accommodate as many clients as possible by cutting the nights stays in the Salvation Army. That essentially meant that some nights they would have to find their own lodging or sleep in the streets. The decision to serve as many clients as possible, reduce the stays available, made by the executive director, was considered the only way to balance available limited resources. Colby, Stone, and Carter explained the choices many nonprofits face in lean times. Getting critical resource decisions right, allocating time, talent, and dollars to the activities that all have the greatest impact is what strategy is all about. This gives you an idea of the reduction in service delivery for homeless clients in Galveston, Texas. We estimate that the maximum impact was in 2005, when all of the clients who came for help received the help. They referred to the Salvation Army, which also had the staff and the resources to perhaps provide them with more permanent residence, job referrals, substance abuse rehabilitation, mental illness treatment and referral, relocation, and family reconnection. At present, for 2012-2011, with the lack of resources, what will be provided is nights off the street and some protection from incarceration as bed is available. The system is overwhelmed. The effect on St. Vincent's nonprofit value net framework, as explained by Dr. William Brown, is human capital. The intake procedures were changed, and the staff had to be retrained to collect additional data, including veteran status and disability status. That information was given to grants management, who was tasked to target this program for additional funding from additional sources. The relationship with the Salvation Army was changed because St. Vincent's House had to offer less shelter nights to the clients. The financial assets were preserved at present by reducing the nights available. Was the impact model the only model that might have been used to help this example? Could a collaborative network model been used? Answer: the problem itself is a collaborative problem. The homeless come to St. Vincent's House. St. Vincent's House pays for the homeless to stay at the Salvation Army, which lost its national funding. Referrals of homeless clients come from the Jesse Tree, Community Action Council, the other United Way agency, and the 211 system. But law enforcement ultimately removes the homeless clients from the street and incarcerates them if they're not taken care of. Unfortunately, the financial responsibility for a variety of reasons, including Hurricane Ida, is now solely shouldered by St. Vincent's House. Could a customer relations model been used? Yes, ideally. If Galveston had some sort of additional resources, some sort of shelters, some other options instead of the 135 maximum beds that they have, then asking homeless clients what they would like to do would be an optimum solution. Unfortunately, there are simply no other resources on Galveston Island. Was reducing the organization's impact on the homeless problem in Galveston the right decision for all concerned stakeholders? Well, let's look at some of the major stakeholders. Obviously, the homeless clients are the major stakeholders. Some shelter as opposed to none at all. Some nights off the street as opposed to no nights off of the street. St. Vincent's House, the program was sustained but with a caveat, more resources must be found. The community, there is some increase in public safety or maintenance of public safety for the overall community. Law enforcement, it does prevent additional incarceration, and it certainly prevents the possibility of putting someone who's mentally ill and needs treatment in jail rather than getting them treated. It just may have been the right decision for right now. Time will tell. Thank you for your attention. These are the references. Please feel free to use them. Thank you very much.